Ah, shit, I was late.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Engineers That Filters podcast. This is episode 30, and I'm your host, Jacob Thompson. Tonight, I'm drinking a Shorts Soft Parade brew.
I'm Joseph, and I'm drinking a Bell's Official Hazy IPA.
I'm Gabe, and I'm drinking Miller High Life.
It's funnier the second time around.
Yeah, our audio caught out, but now I just have to be shamed again.
And I'm Dayton. I'm drinking the High PA from Magic Hat Brewing Company.
Alright, so you've had 3 of their brews now. Is this the good one?
It honestly just tastes like slightly upgraded Kirkland craft beer.
I mean, just based on like their logo, I feel like I wouldn't enjoy it.
Dude, I warned you when you bought them. I'm like, I don't know about these. You're like, oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
Have you tried Miller High Life? It's the
I'm
champagne of
honestly like kind of kicking myself for not just buying like a 24 pack of like
beers.
some
Like
shit.
Hams or something.
Some shit, yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at EWF Podcast. And then you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud for your listening pleasure. And, enjoy it while you can. This will be the last episode for a while. If you're listening to this, it means we finished junior year and 3 of us have graduated.
Everyone looks at me. Yeah.
Which is weird to think about. I mean, so Tabor's to talk about
I'm
kind
just
of
as sad
the
as you
future.
guys are.
Well, so I was talking to my friends today because he also lives in a big house with a lot of guys, and I'm like, has it hit you yet that like we have less than a week left before we're not gonna live together anymore? We're leaving all of our house and our friends, and we're going home. And he's like, yeah, it hit me this weekend, and I'm like, it still hasn't gotten to me yet. Like it's like same shit, different day,
I don't react to that stuff until it's actually happening.
It really hit me. I was talking to Jess about this earlier today. After the Game of Thrones episode, so we had a couple of our friends over. So I was like, man, well, we also watched Endgame this weekend. So it was like the end of the Marvel movies, right? And I was like, wow, that's fantastic. Game of Thrones is ending. It's like, wow, that's fantastic. And then it hit me like, wow, my social life is ending. Like, what is going on?
No, dude.
And it took me a while to fall asleep last night because I was just thinking of like all the dumb shit we were doing in the dorms and just a bunch of other.
The dorms feel so long ago.
It really does.
They don't
It was
even
only
register
a
on my
couple
radar.
years ago.
It does, but at the same time, it also feels like yesterday to me. Like
Really?
at both times, like it feels like it just happened. Like it feels like we just moved into this house. It also feels like I don't remember anything from the dorms.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at, because like in my mind, college didn't start until I moved into this house. Like I've pretty much blanked out the dorms because nothing was really.
I kind of do wish we had this house for another year. Like we didn't do the dorms for 2 years.
Yeah.
But, like how would we know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the dorms are super convenient. We've talked about that before. Like super convenient, but yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. Well, yes, I have some questions to ask you guys, kind of looking back on college. We had our memories episode last week, but this is our last
Let us have this, okay?
Yeah, so that's of the podcast. We're all gonna be in the same room. I mean, we do have plans to continue it probably in like a month or so after we all get settled in, and we'll do it like over Skype or something like that. But for now, this will be the last one for a while, and the last time we're gonna talk about being in this house. But I guess
Tears.
First question is: you guys have anything you regret not doing in college? Anything you're like, oh, I meant to do this, but I never did, or I meant to go to this place?
Didn't do enough cocaine. Definitely, I've seen Blue Mountain State a couple times. They do a lot of cocaine.
Watch Joseph get his job offer revoked.
Yeah. I don't know. I think some things that I think of, not very like specific, but university like in general. I mean, tech's also part of that, but they have a lot of different programs and ways that can help students, or like you get just for being a student. I mean, I wouldn't say it's free because it's a part of your tuition.
Mm-hmm.
But I do wish I took advantage of some of that stuff.
Like what?
Earlier.
Like rosé stuff, or
just like the gym and like that type of stuff, like the gym, and then being able to go to like therapy for free, and there's just a bunch of different programs, and like I got another semester left, so I'm gonna try and go and like get my resume polished up, even though I heard they can be a little mean.
Yeah, I do not like career services.
But see what they have to say before I graduate, and
Yeah.
there's just a ton of different like things. Anything from like you were saying like there's free like plays and stuff. I don't care about that, but they have a bunch of free stuff, and I kind of wish I knew about it earlier.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's what I think of.
I wish we would have gone to more hockey games this year because we didn't go to any.
And I was gonna say I think we went to 0.
We didn't go to any hockey games.
So I think I went to one with Max.
Wait, I definitely went to one. Well, we went to the one in Marquette.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's
yeah.
true. We did go to the one in Marquette, and that was kind of fun.
Till we lost.
Yeah,
But,
until we lost.
hey, the
But-
night after was pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, we watched them
What was
here
the
though.
night
That was still fun.
yeah,
we
we
went
did
to
watch
the
them.
bars.
Oh
Yeah.
But we watched some games here. You know,
Yeah, because I got that streaming service and we sit around.
I mean, it is fun to go to games. Also, just a lot. You know, you got to get up there.
It was a lot nicer. Again, convenience in the dorms where we
Yeah.
could just
Yeah.
walk there
Mm-hmm.
and walk back versus driving, having to find parking.
Mm-hmm.
And like we're fans, but we're not like
Super fans.
None of us are big into sports really.
Casual fans.
Yeah.
Except for Marble Olympics.
Yeah,
Dude, the balance event fucking broke my heart, man. Raspberry Racers, poor showing.
yeah.
We got
they're-
14th.
Yikes.
Tell me about it.
Dude, yeah, Oceanics have been shit in the bed this year. And if they're hosting.
Hey, you know, it happens.
I was gonna say something about hockey games, but you guys started talking about marbles.
Okay. Don't talk shit about the Marble Olympics, Gabe, alright? You just don't get it.
I mean,
alright?
I'm sure it's entertaining. I just like haven't found myself a team. Okay.
Yeah, well.
Uh,
The Green Ducks are a newcomer and they're looking pretty good.
They're a hot button team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabe's like, we need to get on this topic.
No, it just bothered me because I had something that I thought was like interesting, but I don't
We
know.
were saying we weren't sports fans. And
Yeah, I don't know. If someone else talking, I'll think about it.
I went to one football game while I've been here.
Oh, yeah.
I went to a football game too.
The first
First one. Yeah.
First
I think I went to that
home
one too,
game.
yeah.
my parents were up here, so they wanted to go, and they're like, "Wow, this is a very small football stadium." I'm like, yeah, it's because we don't like football here.
Yeah.
Like, no one. I mean, I
pretty
should
sure
say
my
no.
high school one is bigger than that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure mine too.
Yeah.
We did go to a few club hockey games
Yeah.
because our friends on the team.
I remember I was gonna say it was about the walking thing.
Oh.
We were talking. Me and Joseph were also talking earlier about how we're pretty close to like all the bars and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we just go to that more, just like proximity wise.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, we got so lucky with
And
this
it's
house.
super nice because like a majority of the bars are like right.
The good
down-
ones.
Yeah, the good ones are like right next to us. So they're what 3 blocks tops.
Yeah.
So you can just get as smashed as you want and walk back.
Yeah.
But next semester I'm gonna be across the bridge, so
You'll just be going to the Hancock bars.
I'll be going to like the goalpost or the other hand.
The goalpost is a fun bar.
It was way bigger than I expected.
Plus, Josh is good friends with one of the bartenders
Oh, he's
and
told
gets
me
free
multiple
drinks
times.
quite a bit. So
But yeah, I really like how convenient that was.
Well, our house is, like, in my opinion, perfectly located. We're within biking distance of campus. Even driving, if we had to drive, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
We're close to all the bars, walking, the D Stadium. We're right by Little Caesars, which is really nice. Our third year.
Well, we're right by a gas station that
gas
sells
station.
beer.
Yeah, like I think it'd be perfect location, honestly.
It is really nice.
I think one of the things I regret is not exploring more of the Keweenaw. Like, I really didn't do that much. I went to Copper Harbor like once,
Yeah.
and I didn't really get to see a whole lot of it. So maybe this summer, because I'll be up here, I can maybe do more of that. But
Yeah.
I've never even been to, what's the falls?
Hungarian?
Hungarian. I've never
Oh,
been to
really?
Hungarian.
What?
really,
Yeah.
It's like 15 minutes.
We can go this week.
In this weather?
Yeah.
Dude, we went to Douglas Hone Falls. That was the first time I've ever been there.
yeah, I
This
haven't
last
been there.
weekend. And that's a lot longer of a hike.
Yeah. I did go to Canyon Falls when I was a freshman to cliff jump.
Canyon Falls is
It
cool.
was scary as balls, dude.
I've never gone
I jumped
cliff jumping
once,
there, but-
And then they're like, "Do you want to jump again?" I'm like, "Nope, I did it."
I think I went like 3 times, but the thing that gets me is you're falling long enough where you're conscious that
think
you're
about it.
falling.
That's
and
the
that
worst
is
part.
so scary.
Well, I think I want to say it's like 30 feet at the part where people
I'm
jump.
not good at measuring.
It's something
yeah.
something around that range, but it's just like you said, it's just long enough to where you jump, you're like, "Oh, I'm still falling."
I got scared because I went with my roommate because he had some friends going, and I had heard the week prior one of the kids in my O group went with some friends, and one of the girls he was with went to jump, and she hesitated right before she jumped.
Oh, I've heard this
and
story.
fell
yeah.
and hit her head first and got knocked out. So they had to jump in and grab her, and then they had to get an ambulance, all that shit. But it's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like I did a decent amount of exploring, but I could have done more, you know? But I kind of regret that a little bit, but I still have time.
Did you guys do like the first year trips?
No, I didn't.
No. You're talking about like when you, like the first week?
The orientation.
All of them
the
were
first
filled
weekend.
by the time
I did one of them.
I did one too. I did Porky's and I did paintball.
I went to the Adventure Mine. Yeah, I went to the Adventure Mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've been there. I've been to the Adventure Mine like
Well, we
a
went
lot.
snowshoeing there.
Yeah, and then I've went with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with Meryl, and I've went. I think another time. I don't know. I've been there a handful of times.
I've never been there either.
It's out of the way.
Yeah, it's cool. I thought it was interesting.
Is that? Well, that's different than Quincy Mine.
Quincy Mine is different. Adventure Mine is
that's
down by Aunt Noggin / Mess City.
Yeah, we passed it on the way we were going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then I did my mountain bike race through there. Yeah, I've been there a lot.
Is the Quincy Mine worth going to?
I think so. I've liked that.
I've
done it
never
twice.
been to the Quincy Mine.
I've yet to do that tour.
It's because like
I've heard it's expensive.
I'm kind of of the opinion that like, why would I go to that one when I can go to like cooler ones in the area?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've done it twice, and I thought it was pretty interesting because you go down to the lowest level that you like can
Before
at
it's
that mine.
flooded or something.
Yeah, like you can see the water. Like you go through the drainage. It used to be a drainage passageway, but that's actually where mining students at Michigan Tech, they actually bore out their classrooms in that section. So you can see like there's like a classroom that you can see that students dug out.
Yeah.
And like there's chairs and shit, and like it's really cool. Like I thought it was a really cool mine, and it was a cool tour. But
Yeah.
I've done it twice, I think.
Oh, okay. There was one day my dad came to visit and we drove up through the Keweenaw and it started raining. And we saw a mine like on the side of the road and like, let's go.
Was it the Delaware?
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was like, let's just go check that out.
Self-guided one.
Yeah.
It's more like longitudinal.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
the Delaware.
that was really neat, and it got us away from the rain, obviously. But
Good old Delaware mine.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's.
I know when one of my sisters was in college, her senior year, her and her friends made a list of things that they wanted to do before they graduate. Like all the classic. Well, she went to Central Michigan. All like the classic Central Michigan things to do.
CMU, man.
I was there
Mount
doing
Pleasant.
Mount
chips.
Yeah, I was there doing Mount Pleasant. All right.
There's quite a bit.
I'm sure there is. I'm just shitting out of the comment.
No, there isn't. I was
Not
there
in the summer. When there's actually, I've heard there's things to do. I don't know. I was only there when I was younger, but
I am under the impression that it is just a huge party school.
it is. Yes.
Which I don't know if you classify Tech as one, but I've heard.
No.
Yeah, I've heard
No.
that CMU's like they go fucking hard.
Yeah, Central and Western both are very big party schools.
Yeah.
But either way, they had like a list of basically a senior year bucket list, and it was all like this shit that you were talking about, like where there's the like the rosé events and like stuff like that, just stuff that they hadn't done that's like free. They don't have to pay for. Like maybe it's a little bit to like there's a bowling alley on campus that they'd never been to, so it's like just go bowling. Like it's free. Why not do it?
Yeah.
I kind of regret the rosé stuff. I went to Nutcracker.
I went to the Nutcracker.
And that was really good. I really enjoyed that. But I know like Big Blue does a lot. Then they have like jazz concerts and stuff like that. I kind of regret not going.
I went to one concert and I went to, is it East Side Story or West Side Story?
West Side.
West Side Story. One of them. It's 50-50. So yeah, I saw that.
Freshman year, I went to the Comedians a couple times.
I never went to either.
It's so funny how after we lived off campus, we were like so unplugged from all those events. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's
even
like we don't even hear about them really.
yeah, well, even like the
Unless you
the
follow,
movie
like,
club
the-
or whatever, like we go see those every now. And
Yeah, we went to
then.
the
I remember seeing
film board.
Deadpool and and their Fisher.
I mean, I worked at Film Board for 2
Yeah.
years, you know.
Well, it's just funny because like you get all those events, you know, and then you move off campus and you just don't even think about it. I feel like our exploration and like events that we did like just kind of dwindled down.
Yeah.
And that's a bad thing. We just shifted over to doing different things.
I.e. drinking.
Mainly drinking, yeah. But like,
Well, like,
I
we
had just as
figured-
much fun just like getting stupid drunk with you guys, stumbling around downtown or like
Or
playing
just going to
pizza
house
box.
parties. And
Or
Yeah.
going to a house party or just doing dumb shit.
Mhm.
I had just as much fun with that.
Yeah.
Just a different type of fun.
Yeah, we kind of know more so what we actually like enjoy, and we're in a group that we all have similar tastes. So you know,
Yeah.
it's not like I want to go do this. I want to meet new people doing that. It's like what Dayton said at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of friends at this point. You know? I don't need more friends.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing is that it's very established. Like we know other groups that we have groups that we're not like exactly friends with, but we invite everyone to each other's parties, you know, type of a deal. So yeah, I don't know. It definitely changed.
You get those crossover episodes.
Yeah.
It definitely the tone and like our activities definitely changed, even in the second year, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did the Montreal Falls trip, and that was about it.
did you guys ever do the like cardboard boat race?
I don't know.
Like that?
We
Any-
built
any
it
big
freshman
dorm
year.
stuff?
Freshman year, someone fucking put my Twitter profile picture on the. It was John.
Yeah.
Our RA put my Twitter profile picture. It was called AV on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
Printed out my face and put it on the flag of the fucking ship. It sank.
I'm
Did
so
we put your
salty.
Twitter handle on it too?
I think you did. It was like one side was Misnomer, which is the name of our house. The other half was like my Twitter handle for no reason.
Yeah.
That was the weekend my dad came up to visit, and he's like, "What the fuck have you been doing here?" I'm like, I'm the first, and like, you know, we're in the same boat here. I don't know what's going on.
Same boat.
Dude, I'm still salty. My second year, my fucking terrible RA. So I stored the box that my computer case came in storage because I didn't have room for that shit. But I use it to move my computer around because it fits perfectly, right?
Yeah.
They fucking use it for cardboard boat, even though I specifically like labeled it like to not like this is mine, and they fucking used it. I'm like, god damn it!
Yikes.
I gotta use like a printer box to carry my PC around. It's just a pain in the ass.
See, that's the nice thing about having a rugged military style case.
Dude, your case is massive.
At this
It's not
point,
even
my
that
case
big.
is
Alan's
like,
Alan's
scratched.
bigger than mine.
I know Alan's a
Oh, yeah.
behemoth. That thing's super old too.
Mine's scratched to hell at this point, so it's like whatever.
Mine's got a handle on the top. Just carry it around like a lunchbox.
Oh my god.
Dave, do you have anything you wish you would have done?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, like I feel like I've.
No regrets.
I feel like
Not
I feel like
smash
I've,
your face into the earth to get a concussion and.
That wasn't the question. It was whatever you regret you didn't do, not
Yeah.
what you did.
yeah, no, I feel like I've went out and done a fair bit of things around here. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not really. At least not at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe like in 10 years down the road, I'll have some regrets, but.
Not having 31 episodes of the podcast.
We didn't plan this. We're like ending right at 30, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think.
We're in the end game now.
Based on what you were saying earlier, Joseph, with the bucket list, do you guys think is there anything you guys think we could do this week that you want to like get done before we leave? The only thing I can think of is Lethal Weapon 4. So we've watched the first 3 together. I want to watch the fourth.
I
one
feel like
together,
that's
too.
an obligation at this
Yeah,
point.
we gotta do it.
See, for me, it's just like I want to do the things that I like doing with you guys one more time. I wanted to go. I haven't been to KBC in almost 3 weeks.
Well, whose fault is that, Gabe?
It's absolutely
Whose
my
fault
fault.
is that?
I want to go do that. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing really that comes to mind. Whoa.
I didn't think that was very audible.
Sound like a cat.
I don't know. I just kind of want to hang out with you guys as much as possible.
I mean, I'll go to Hungarian Falls.
Yeah, I'd be down for that just because I'm
Do a quick trail run.
a quickie. Quickie in the woods.
Go off the trail and not have a girlfriend bitch the whole time.
Yikes.
Oh, you're
Girlfriend.
talking to Maddie.
Girlfriend.
She was my girlfriend.
You brought a piece of furniture.
Yikes.
God, I hope she hears this podcast. This
I'm sure.
She has texted me before that she listens to it, so.
Not
Hey.
that one.
Well,
The Ottoman?
Oh.
There's no way she does.
No, I was like,
Yeah.
what?
I got your exes confused.
Katie was not an ottoman by
No.
any standards.
No.
More of a co-wreck. I'm just kidding, Katie. We love you. If you're listening to this.
Except for that damn big threaded blanket that she.
Just shed it everywhere.
Yeah, that was terrible.
What's worse is that my mom has one at back at home, and then she got one for one of my sisters, and someone threw it on me one time, and I was like cringed really. I was like, get this off of me, and I kept on freaking finding the hairs on me all the time.
Yeah, so for the listeners, imagine, so you know like those quilted blankets, right? With I don't know, thick, it's really thick string.
But they have holes in them.
But they have holes in them, like the quilted
It's
ones.
yarn.
But imagine the yarn is 8 inches in diameter?
What?
No! Dude, it's maybe 2.
Those
maybe.
were huge!
How thick do you think your dick is?
I
dude?
remember it being this big.
They were not nearly that big. But it's like arm knitting is what it's called.
Yeah, so just
So instead of
massive.
knitting with needles, you use your fucking hands.
That's how
Yeah.
big the fucking yarn is. And the yarn is just shedding everywhere.
It's so
And
bad.
It's scratchy and
It's
it's not
itchy.
warm.
Yeah, it's
And there's more.
And the thing is, there's such a big gap. It doesn't trap heat.
You can put your full
Yeah.
arm through the damn thing.
Exactly. It's like,
You sit up and your knee falls through the holes like
It's like, gee, really helping the coldness of my kneecaps.
it's like,
I mean, like,
ripped jeans.
I-
That cold day.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's
Blankets.
more of a weighted blanket than an actual
But there's buy a weighted blanket.
But it's an arts and craft, all right.
Yeah, that gets shit. It's,
I'm
it's
not-
not worth it for anybody.
See, we shouldn't be worrying about can it be done. We should be worrying about why it should be done.
Or
Just
should it be done
Yeah.
in general?
All right, next question I have for y'all. If you could go back,
If you could get an arm blanket.
if you can go back and tell your high school self one thing about college, or just anything about college, what would you tell them? Let's say you're moving in to the dorms, all right, and then future you shows up. What would you tell them?
Stay off 2 wheels.
tell Ralph to bring the bike home.
Don't buy a mountain bike and don't bring your motorcycle up here because you're gonna crash both of them. Multiple times. Well, my mountain bike multiple times.
That'd be a bummer though if you never mountain biked.
Oh
your
yeah,
entire
yeah. I'd be
career.
sad. I'd be sad.
Yeah. Just be like, don't ride without a seat.
No,
The seat
even-
wouldn't have helped.
You
Yeah.
picked
Yeah,
up mountain biking when you were up here, didn't you?
Second year.
You
You bought
drove
it second year.
I know, but I'm
No,
asking
well,
did you do
I had
it
a-
when
I
you
had
were
a-
at home?
No, I had a mountain bike when I came up here, first year. And then I sold that one. Bought the one that I currently have, and I'm still with that one.
Yeah, because I remember moving in, and you had your fucking bike leaning against my bed second year, and it was a pain. We had to move it around our fucking tiny ass dorm room.
That's because I don't think I had a bike lock yet.
You didn't.
Yeah.
So it was just in our room, and it was a fucking pain in the ass.
Was that the one you went to Marquette to get?
Yes.
Well,
Did-
yeah.
The one he has now.
I thought Josh went to Marquette to get a bike too.
Maybe,
I don't know, whatever.
Oh, you mean the? Well, I won't even say anything. I'm not even gonna say anything.
What would you say, Jacob? I'm gonna take over as host now. Last episode,
Yeah,
it's free
I'm
game.
thinking. I mean,
Wild card, bitches.
if I honestly, I'm a big proponent of everything you experience is worth experiencing because it teaches you something. But I wouldn't have minded not being in the hall I was in with my roommate because we were the only 2 first years in our hall, which really fucked with the culture.
That's what we did our second year, dude. We didn't talk to anybody.
It's just everyone. I feel like you
We'll talk
guys.
to Jared.
What? Yeah.
But you guys all got first year experience. Everyone's a first year, and you're all talking to people, and you're already let's go do stuff. And you're like, yeah. Where my hall was like I said, we're only first years, so we're just okay, I guess we're just gonna not talk to anybody because everyone's in there already in their friend groups. And we did some RA or some hall events, but people weren't as enthused about it. And thankfully, I made friends in my hall that were a year older. But if I could switch halls and roommates, my roommate wasn't that great either. My first year, that'd be nice.
Yeah, dude. Some of the first year experiences that you really get are pretty cool.
Yeah. I never really had that where
Or
everyone was
funny.
hanging out and stuff. But I mean, it's fine. It all worked out. But that kind of sucks. We got Joseph.
I think Joseph is a lot of.
If I could.
Use a condom.
What? I don't have a child.
Just joking.
If that's what you're.
Joseph, I think that your high school self should just write a fucking novel.
Break up with.
Learn your lessons earlier. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
My personal motto is if you're gonna be stupid, be smart about it. And Joseph just forgets about that last half.
Just be stupid.
Yeah.
Things are different now.
No, they're not. Yeah, I would say learn your lessons earlier.
Cut your losses.
Cut your losses.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to elaborate. I don't need to elaborate.
So I have another one too. Is don't do dumb shit for women. I.e.
Hey, that couch can relate.
Yeah. I.e. just like ask people out as opposed to like trying to become friends first, because that's bit me in the ass so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
And I rarely get a friend out of it in the end. Sometimes I do, but.
It's good advice. I would do. Okay. I think the only thing I would really tell myself is to switch out of CS.
Really?
I started off computer science, and I think part of it was important because I knew that I didn't want to do it.
You had to learn that you didn't want to do it.
Right. But also, like, that would have saved me another semester and money.
Did you learn anything else that semester?
Yeah, I definitely learned how my brain, or how, like, my thought process was in comparison to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you...
Well, do you think that itself
it was worth
is worth the extra semester?
It was probably worth it.
Yeah, I would argue this too.
Because I'm taking, I've taken a pseudo programming class this last this semester, but it wasn't as intense, and I can still see how my thought, like when I think about it and like someone explains to me like how they would do it, it's just completely different. But when I switched, the hands-on aspect of like my major just like clicked with me, like having something tangible that like I can look at or like plug in that correlates to something makes way more sense for me, like in my head. So I think it would be more of an advice to just be like learn how you think and like, you know, just take that route kind of a deal. Because like, yeah, it sucks I'm a semester behind, but like you said, it was probably worth it. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's a tough lesson to learn because, you know, I was 17 at the time when I picked my major.
Yeah.
And it's like it's hard to pick what you want to do.
right.
Well, yeah, I guess going off of that, we can start talking about what's next for all of us, because I have a weird perspective on that issue. So I guess for me, I'm graduating this Saturday with a degree in material science and engineering and a minor in electronic materials. But I realized this semester that's not what I want to do. Even though I'm pretty good at it, not bragging, but like I'm the top of the MSc class. I just never found my passion inside of that field. I looked in electronic materials, in metals, which is like the big push of our department. I just could never really find, anything I was really passionate about, and I kept waiting for that to happen and it never did. But this semester I did find a passion for helping people through nutrition and hopefully doing research to link nutrition to mental health. So my plan for the future now is to take some prerequisite classes so I can go to grad school for nutrition. So this summer I'll be taking Orgo 1 and 2 up here at Tech, and then in the fall I'll probably go back to Minnesota, take some more classes, and then go to grad school. So, but going off what you're saying, Gabe, is like if I could go back and tell myself to switch to, bio or nutrition, would I do it? And I don't think I would.
Yeah.
Because if I was gonna switch to that, I wouldn't have gotten to Michigan Tech, because Michigan Tech isn't known for that. It's an engineering school, and I can't imagine not having the Michigan Tech experience that I had.
Just said it.
And
it's trademark, dude.
no, yeah. And, even though I'm not going to be, strictly utilizing my engineering degree, I think, the way of thinking is important.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've also learned how to like write papers and all that stuff, which is also super important.
Yeah, and actually, my senior design project, we might end up publishing it this summer, and if I can pull that off, then it'd be a really good experience for me going through the academia red tape of publishing a paper, which I'll have to do a lot of in grad school, possibly. So, yeah, and you know, like I've learned a lot, and there's a lot of transferable stuff. Obviously, I just don't have like the base knowledge that I need to go into the other field. But I think, you know, an engineering degree is really good to have, and I've learned a lot. But there's a lot of bullshit in my education. I mean, Dayton knows what I'm talking about. And I'm sure you guys do too.
Maybe we had a whole episode on that.
Yeah, there's just so much fucking bullshit. But, you know, it is what it is. Joseph, where are you going next?
I have accepted a job offer for a company in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. So that's where I'll be going. They are a smaller company that makes machines for medical companies. So anything kind of involving like the manufacturer testing or like anything kind of involving that, just like small machines within their processes. There's no like, they don't make like one set machine. It's all project based, all kind of at order. So
it's not like machines for hospitals, it's for machines that make medical devices?
Correct.
Okay.
So for manufacturing.
Yeah.
Medical manufacturing companies. So like Bosch and I believe Stryker and companies like that.
Probably Saint-Gobain too.
Yeah, they do.
Could be.
A lot of, it's plastic side of it, but yeah, a lot of medical components.
So yeah, so I'll be working there, and I'm pretty excited about it. The work seems fun. It's all controls based, which is what I've been studying. So robots and computer controllers and
automation,
vision cameras and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty interesting, and it sounds like a really interesting company. It's a small company, but it's part of a conglomerate, like a part of a bigger company. So they have the outreach and like the benefits and everything of like a big company, but none of the bullshit of a big company.
That's actually really nice.
Yeah. So
hard combo to find, man.
Yeah.
Put that humble bundle on your insurance.
Yeah. So.
Dayton, what's next for you?
I am moving out to Groton, Connecticut, which is pretty close to the Rhode Island border, right on the ocean. And I'm working at General Dynamics Electric Boat, and I'm going to be a materials engineer there. So basically just working on like all like the welding stuff, kind of analyzing to make sure that the welds are good and that everything's in working order.
Would you consider that like process engineering then?
Would that be quality
It'd be kind of close to quality, except yeah, but then there's also a whole bunch of like miscellaneous tasks too that don't involve like the welding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be really cool to move out there, and I'll be pretty close to one of my friends from New Zealand there, because he's going to grad school in right outside of New York City. And I'm like 2.5 hours away from that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
I never really thought about like moving out that area, but it seems like it'd be pretty neat.
I'm definitely gonna have to go out and visit the big cities. Like, I mean, Boston's like 2.5 hours away. You know, New York's 2.5 hours away. And if I drive like 3 hours, I can get up into like mountains. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like to us, 2-3 hours.
It's fucking
We're
nuts.
we're so used to that.
that is actually like a day trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To them over there, they're like, holy crap, 2 hours of driving, like that's unthinkable.
I do that to see Patty.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll probably end up going there. I mean, like, I have a feeling that I won't really like New York City that much. But
Dude, I've heard that place is dirty as fuck.
well, it's a big city. What do you expect?
Yeah, but like it's like one of the worst.
Yeah. New York is known for like there being trash everywhere. Because like in Chicago, there's alleyways where all like people keep their garbage for like the garbage trucks and shit. New York doesn't have that.
Yeah, so it's on the street.
So it's just right on the street, and there's just shit. I've heard it's just a really just disgusting town.
At least I'm pretty sure you can just take trains or like trams into the city from outside of it.
Yeah, I can. I've looked into it.
Yeah, so you just want to do that. Fuck driving into New York City too.
Oh yeah.
I've heard driving in Boston is a shit show too, because the roads were like made before there were cars.
Mm-hmm.
So like, well, I have a friend that lives in Boston, and he was saying that there's a road where it goes from 3 lanes to no lanes. Like there's no designation of where the lanes are. And like it's kind of wide enough for 3, kind of for 2, so you just kind of go with it. You just drive. You just keep going and hope no one hits you. And it's just a complete shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have really spent a lot of time in the East. I've been to Pennsylvania once, but like
I've visited out there. We took a spring break trip out there, out to like Maine, Vermont, all like those like states up there.
I think the furthest east I've been is Detroit.
I've been to
Wait,
Baltimore,
it's
Annapolis
dumb
area.
is geography question, but is Orlando further east than Detroit?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's gotta be.
I'm looking it up because I can't visualize it right now.
I don't think it is. I think it's almost.
Oh, Orlando's on the Gulf side.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely more east.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But that's not a Mercator projection.
It is true, but I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what else you want me to do.
Get out a damn globe. Come on, pull it out of your ass.
maybe be able to get some good maple syrup out there. A lot of maple syrup productions in Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
So, bada bing, bada boom.
I'm sure it'll have a pretty cool culture. How big is the town?
I think so. It's kind of set up like Houghton Hancock is, where it's like there's like a body of water that like splits 2 cities, except they're pretty much like the same area. So there's New London and Groton, and I think like together it's like 90,000 maybe.
Okay, that's
reasonable.
Yeah.
I think I'll look it up.
Gabe, what are your plans?
Well, this summer I'm doing an internship. I mean, I've talked about it a little bit before at Los Alamos National Lab in New Mexico. So by this time next week, well, no, that's not true. In a week and a half, I'll be halfway across the country. I'm gonna do network. Technically, the department's like network engineering. So, kind of an engineer. Fuck you guys. So I'll be doing that for a summer, and then during that summer, I gotta look for like an actual job. But while I'm out west, it's about 6 hours to Denver, and I've been really wanting like to check out Colorado because it seems like a more built up Houghton.
It's really expensive, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is it's getting really expensive. Just 'cause people are flocking there like crazy.
Denver is very expensive.
Yeah, and the other thing is I'm still trying to decide what type of place I want to be in. Obviously, there's more jobs in bigger cities, especially for like IT stuff. But the biggest town that I've been in lived in is Lansing. Yeah. And I can handle that, but like the worst part about big cities for me is the driving and like feeling you don't have personal space, I guess.
Well,
You gotta
big
find
enough.
a walkable city.
Yeah, so it's big enough you don't need a car because there's a tram or you can walk.
Right, so I don't need like a huge, I don't know, I'd like to move to some form of a bigger city. I think that's what's going to happen anyways. And I still am kind of deciding, I want to do stuff in the cybersecurity end, but a lot of my resume has been building towards the network stuff, but I could probably convince someone at this point, because the field is growing like crazy.
In worst case, you work as network for a few years and you switch over.
Right, yeah. So I'm hoping to find something like that, but I really don't know how wide or how broad or even focused I want to search. Because, I mean, like Joseph was just looking anywhere, and like he had some places in like Alabama and stuff, and it's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be picky.
I specifically avoided Ohio.
Oh, well, yeah.
Any place in like the Midwest, I was like, nah.
I would avoid.
And especially Metro Detroit, biggest hell no in my life.
Yeah.
Second I saw like Novi or Ann Arbor, and I was like, get out of here.
Well, I have a company that messaged me on LinkedIn, and they're from Florida,
Dude,
Just like
I would avoid Florida like the plague.
But the thing is, like, it's a great, like, that's what it's cybersecurity, and it's a cybersecurity company, so they're all cybersecurity professionals.
Where in Florida was it?
Jacksonville. Yeah, but they do have offices in.
I feel like Jacksonville's
Las
not
Vegas.
the worst.
I
So
thought Jacksonville was like the biggest party place in Florida.
isn't that where the University of Florida is?
I don't know about
Probably because it's the capital.
I don't
Would it be
know.
better than like?
I don't know.
Miami,
Something about Florida
I
to me
feel
just sounds like a hellhole.
Yeah. Well, the weather is just, it's so humid, dude.
Yeah.
I just can't, I don't know if I could do it.
So I don't know exactly what I'm doing because obviously I don't have a job offer yet, and there's no point in me looking at this point. But hopefully I can get into security because that's where I see the trends going for that,
Mm-hmm.
and I find it the most interesting.
What? Jacksonville is the most populous city in Florida.
How many?
Uh,
But I do kind of, as you were saying, like I've been exploring throughout the whole major and just like trying to find something that like I find most interesting. I've never really found anything and I'm like, this is exactly what I want to do. Like I'm super motivated about this. It's just like I find this the most interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I've heard you. We've talked about stuff a little bit, and that when you talk about, I mean, I don't know the terms, but when you talk about certain things, I can see you kind of get fired up about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's.
Yeah, I
a
definitely
good sign.
am passionate about some things, but I don't know. I guess I keep comparing myself to like TED talkers and like motivational speakers, you know, or not motivational
they've
speakers.
had at least 10 to 15 more years to develop that though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I keep comparing myself to people who have already like been established in their field. You know, like they already have all this experience, and like obviously I have a good base knowledge, but I don't have the specifics.
So Jacksonville is 900,000 people.
That's it.
No.
For the most populous city, and
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
saying that's a
that-
lot of people, but I'm
Yeah.
surprised it's the biggest city.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
Detroit's more, isn't it?
it's gotta be.
It's gotta be
It's gotta
a
be.
decent amount.
I mean,
more.
just for some comparison, like Dunedin, the city that I was in New Zealand, I looked that up. That's only 130,000 people, and then between Groton and New London, just like the city boundaries, that's I think like 70,000 people. But in like the county that it's in, that has like 250,000
Oh,
people.
shit, Detroit's only 675,000. I
But
mean,
that's probably city though.
yeah, that's
You
true.
should probably be
Metro.
looking at metro, because I'm sure that's the same case with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Joseph, have you thought about, so the place you're working at isn't in Minneapolis, St. Paul, it's nearby.
It's in a suburb.
So are you,
It is,
but
I
you're
mean, it's
planning
not
on,
a suburb.
are you
But
planning on living in Minneapolis, St. Paul?
yeah, probably.
I mean, it'd be more fun,
Yeah.
most likely. But
It's
more.
like I'm young. Why not?
There's yeah. The only con is like you're gonna have to have a car, and parking's gonna be a pain in the ass for like money costs.
Yeah.
Dude, you should just room with Cooper.
No.
Dude, honestly, if I could live with you in the fall, that'd be nice. And maybe fall and spring next year.
Fuck, I don't.
'Cause I don't live with my parents.
Yeah.
And, some of my Minnesota friends probably have their shit figured out by then, so figure you'll still be by yourself in an apartment. I'll be like, yo.
Probably. I was thinking about what I want to do for that, and it might be easier to like find like a student summer housing, and like because that'll be dirt cheap, and then like move, at the end of that and find like an actual decent apartment before then.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then kind of, it's not like I need to find a place that I'm gonna live for the next 8 years or whatever. It's just a fucking apartment, maybe sign a year on the lease. And
Shit, dude, give me a lease that signs week by week.
honestly,
Yeah, so
I can change to a UL lifestyle. I carry everything on my back.
Not just bring a tent.
Honestly, my parents were talking about how, like, I was saying how when we move out of here, I might need to spend like the night at like their Airbnb when we graduate.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, like I don't know, like if we have any like couches or anything like that, at, like their rental house for you to sleep on. I'm just like, it literally doesn't matter. I can sleep outside for all I care. And then once again, like my parents were like, oh yeah, when we go and we see like your sister's graduation, we might not have enough room in the hotel. Like we might need to have someone like sleep in Larson's apartment. And I'm just like, no, hang on. I can just literally sleep on the floor. Like, come on. Like,
I know. I was thinking about that too. It's like because we have to be out of here on Saturday,
yeah.
and so it's most likely gonna drive down on Sunday, So it's like, all right, I guess I'm keeping my sleeping pad on the top of my suitcase. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. So I have a question for Joseph and Dayton, since you guys are having jobs. So, you know, you did it. Like, that's like the goal, right? Is that you're in high school, you're like, I'm gonna go to college and get a job, and like you did. You finished college, and you're getting a real job that you're gonna be at for not just a summer.
Yeah.
Has that hit you guys yet?
No.
No, I think it's hit me more the fact that I'm leaving the GLRC more so than going to this new job.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like I've just now gotten to the, or like, you know, like this past semester I've just now gotten to the point working there that I feel comfortable doing a lot of things like independently and not needing like really any guidance in my work, and it just kind of sucks that like I have to like
the end.
Yeah, because I mean that was a fun job. I mean like you get to go out on like boats, you get to work on boats, like
And yeah, you're gonna work on submarines. That's pretty cool too.
yeah. But,
Yeah, that first like 6 months of any job though can be pretty rough. Like getting used to it and then being able to finally get comfortable with like not only just like the people but the work itself. Just like, wait, I can just do this now. Like I don't need to ask people all the time what the fuck I'm doing.
And you feel like you never get that far in an internship. You're always kind of like asking about
I
stuff.
mean, there's a lot of people that I've talked to that like I finally they're starting to get the hang of it and they're like, all right, see ya. You know, you're gone. So co-ops are different. Like but
Have you guys thought about at all, like, I mean, it's hard to say that actually being there yet, working there, but how long you might want to stay there for? Because I know, I mean, I've had friends who have been in a job for 1 year, 5 years, and then moved on. I mean, again, depends on how much you like it and everything, but.
I don't want to stick around that job for too long. Not that there's anything against. I don't have anything against it. Like I haven't worked there yet, so I can't say for sure. But I definitely want to try. I know myself enough that if I don't think about it actively, I'm gonna end my career there. Like I'm gonna retire there. Yeah. If I don't like actively think about I should move on. I should bounce around
Or go up the career ladder, as they say.
Yeah, like I know I'm the kind of person that once I get comfortable, it's like, okay, I don't want to leave this. I don't want to think about getting. I'm in this groove. I might as well stay here.
I mean, that's how I feel about this house, man. Like, why leave?
Yeah.
It's going so well.
Yeah, so I
Go broke in 2 months.
Yeah.
I know that
Crippling debt.
I need to get out after 3-4 years kind of area, and then and keep on with that.
Yeah. Dayton, have you thought anything about it at all?
No fucking clue.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of feel it out. If I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Yeah. I feel like it'll be a lot different, for both of us. If we find like a significant other there, then it's like we're not really gonna want to move, especially if they have like a full-time job there. Like,
Things are complicated real fast.
Yeah, you have a lot of social mobility at this point.
yeah.
And that again, that's why I didn't care about like looking at a job in Alabama or like Minneapolis or wherever the fuck, because like I just have to move my own shit,
I feel like you wouldn't want a job in Alabama though. Like,
He liked it there, man.
I actually enjoyed it.
where are you gonna fucking snowboard?
Where am I gonna snowboard in flat ass Minnesota?
Are you kidding me?
There's a lot of
Duluth.
ski hills in
There's a lot of shit ski hills, like there are a lot of shit ski hills in Michigan.
Well,
Go to
okay.
Duluth,
Yeah,
dude.
the Sphere Mountain's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but is it-
little
Okay,
little
but I'm-
slits.
Aspen
Okay.
Alps.
But do you consider Ripley good?
No, but I'm saying there's a lot better skill hills in Ripley.
Okay,
Okay,
I've been to them.
except this is the difference, Joseph. In
My
Alabama,
point
you
is-
can't get jack shit.
Yeah, but I'm probably not gonna snowboard much at the local hills anyway. In Minneapolis, I probably won't. I would rather save up, take a vacation, and go out to Colorado. or
Dude,
something.
you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna be able to take vacations that often though.
Yeah, the
Once a
first-
year.
The first couple
Yeah,
years, you're not get
that-
that much vacation time, unfortunately.
That's all I do. When I ski at Ripley snowboarding to me is not. It's piss all.
Yeah,
Like
you
it's
see what's all right.
it's like saying you're going mountain biking when you ride your bike to campus and
I
you
can
hit a
make that-
pothole.
I can make that fun.
yeah, you can make it fun, but like it's not. You don't consider it a mountain biking trip, right?
No.
that's what Ripley is to me. It's a cool activity. It's fun. I can make it fun, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't make a trip out of going to a Ripley.
Yeah.
Boho is a little different. But there's nothing like boho out there.
Definitely make a trip for boho.
But you could do a weekend trip to Duluth though.
Yeah, I'm not saying I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying is it's not the same experience.
Yeah.
And like
I mean, yeah, it's hard to beat.
I went to Colorado this year, it was Colorado, and it's like that's the snowboarding I like to do.
Yeah.
So I can fly to Colorado anywhere in the country.
Or you could live in Colorado.
Or I could live in Colorado, but I mean that's my point. Is like.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah.
Have you guys? I mean, I know I'm asking a lot of questions that don't make a lot of sense since we haven't started yet. But like, so when I was in my internship, we had like talks with some people who worked there for a long time, and kind of their career path to give us like ideas of what it's like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few guys who were just like they switched jobs every 5 years, and every time they switched, they made sure they went up in like the corporate ladder, and like every move I made was to like increase my standing, increase my salary. I got an MBA here, so I can pay more money here, and they're just like always moving up, from engineering to management, all that sort of stuff. And it was very, to me, when I was hearing it, it sounded very stressful and very aggressive and competitive, and I just really didn't like the whole vibe. I understand it totally. I mean, you should do what you want to do to increase your standing. You don't want to be in the same place forever. But to me personally, it just sounded like I did something I didn't want to do. So now I'm kind of happy that I've kind of found at least this path currently where I'm probably going to end up in academia, which is, I'm perfectly comfortable in academia, so I'm okay with that. But have you two thought about, or didn't you, Gabe, also, like, if you, like, making moves to, like, improve your...
I could see myself definitely doing that type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, right now while I'm young, I feel like a lot of people start off pretty ambitious, and then after a while you like find a place where you're comfortable. I mean, right now, obviously I don't have any management experience. I've heard of tons of people who that's what they want to do and they fight for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get it, they realize it's just not what they want to do. It's just a completely different job. Because a lot of people, especially in STEM, they start off doing, the practice, doing the engineering and technology, whatever it is. And then as they move up to management, you just do less of it.
You're managing people.
You're telling people at that point.
Yeah.
And it's just a different thing. And some people that I met through my internship, they loved it. And then some people just didn't like it, and they knocked themselves back down or wrong on purpose.
Yeah.
And then because they like the technical side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess right now, me saying it as a naive person with very little work experience, I want to move up. Not only just monetarily, but just like it gives me something to fight for, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I even see myself doing it now. With like picking my internships wisely and trying to find like certifications that I want that'll help me increase my position. Something about it, just I want to move up, but I don't know if that's gonna be something that I will enjoy or not.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
You won't know until you try it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so it's like I might as well at least try. And then it doesn't work out, I just like say I don't want to do it, and then put me back.
Yeah. My manager was like that. My internship, where he told me he like asked not to get promoted because he didn't want to be a manager. He wanted to stay an engineer because he just liked that more.
You enjoy it more, yeah. I mean, right now to me, I have so many loans. It's all about money. But after a couple of years, you have other things you have to worry about. You have girlfriends and family that you're growing into, or like family you have to take care of.
Like a house or.
And you may be like socially less mobile because you have a fucking house they have to pay off, and I think right now I'm just looking at it too simplistically, but we'll see.
Yeah. Did you have any thoughts on?
I'm just gonna take it as it comes.
Yeah.
I know myself well enough that if I want something, I'll work towards it. But like, if I don't want something, I'm not gonna put in any effort towards it. So.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you and Joseph are gonna get very low risk like apartments, so you can move, as soon as you might want to.
I'm gonna get. I'm looking for a shitter apartment. I can bank as much as I can.
Yeah.
Low overhead is the way to go. Pay dirt rent, buy cheap food.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not college cheap food, but...
I don't know, dude. I like the food I'm buying right now, though. I can buy Wheat Thins, name brand Wheat Thins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was talking about more like your rice and bean burritos.
Buy one get one free Keebler cookies, dude.
What's
no,
wrong
like-
with rice and bean burritos?
Nothing. It's just funny. But yeah, like I probably won't change my diet a whole lot, other than probably go out a little bit more. But yeah, I'd like to try to save up as much money as I can.
Is it bad that the reason why I don't want to go out anymore is to avoid the freaking contact with like the waitresses and stuff? I don't like that dynamic.
Really?
I don't like it.
Like restaurants?
Yeah, I don't like. I like the interactions of like fast food restaurants more than like waiter waitress like sit down style because
Like
like
go to Applebee's, you can order on the little computer thing on the table.
yeah dude that requires going to Applebee's.
Yeah.
See I don't like it when they're always hawking on me.
Yeah.
Always like
That's an American thing too. Like,
Yeah.
European countries don't do that shit.
There's
Yeah.
a- there's
Well,
a
because they don't need
balance.
tips.
Yeah.
There's
They don't
definitely a
fucking
balance though. Like if someone like comes back like, oh, they need water, they don't say anything, they grab your water. But you also have the people that want to fucking talk to you and be your best friends. Like fuck off, give me my sandwich.
it's like piss off. You see these people sitting around me. These are my friends.
Yeah.
Piss off.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that.
I just don't like that. That's what I liked about Millie's. You know, you
Dude.
get up there, you order, you got good food, spending time with your friends.
Yeah.
Don't need to freaking worry about
Yeah,
it.
okay, quick advertisement here. If you live in the Houghton Hancock area
This is brought to you by Millie's.
and you haven't been to Millie's yet, Jesus Christ, get your ass over there. Our friends have been telling us to go there for years.
So good, man.
And we're like, yeah, we'll go eventually. You know, we finally went, and Jesus fucking Christ. Some good-ass pizza,
Worth the hype.
some good-ass fries, some good-ass ice cream. Apparently, good-ass cookies, too. I heard that about that today. Yeah, that's what
I know they had
that's what Kyle
cookies.
said.
Oh.
It's a great place.
The real question is though, when does Peterson's Fish Market open back up?
I think late May, and you know I'm going there opening day. They give
Yeah.
me some good-ass food.
They gotta
Their
wait
fish is
until they
so
can
good.
actually catch some whitefish from Superior.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the thing with me is, like, I haven't had any, like, anxiety about my future just because, like, my very near future is going to be in familiar territory. I'll be in Houghton, you know, going to tech, you know. I'll have some friends up here, you know, same shit, different day, and then I'll go home to Minnesota, which I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
It's not until I actually end up going to grad school where I'm going to be probably freaking out a little bit. But
I'm getting pretty nervous just going to New Mexico. Just because like I'm gonna be on my own, which like obviously I'm a fucking adult. I can take care of myself. But
but
just,
can
like,
you? It's like you have that doubt about yourself. It's like,
I know I can. It just like, am I gonna be happy about it? You know, because like I won't have and, like when I went back to Lansing for the summer, it was pretty lonely, but I at least knew a decent amount of people if I like needed to hang out with someone or like needed that social interaction.
you lived with your friends too.
Yeah, and like I'd always see them on weekends.
Yeah.
So like this is like if I don't make friends, like I'm fucked, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean it's only 3 months, so
You'll survive. I mean, I didn't have a lot of friends when I was in.
it's hard to make friends just for 3 months. Like, hey, let's be friends, and then never see each other again. You know.
That was my whole thing when I was in Detroit. It's like, yeah, I could go out, meet people, you know, make friends with the people I work with, but at the same time, I'm not gonna work here full time. I'm not planning on coming back here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and
Why-
we had a ton of intern events, and the people I'd talk to, I'd get along with really well. Like, we'd have some great conversations, but yeah, it was like, I was in that boat. It's like, why would I hang out with you when, like, I know we're gonna never see each other again, so.
Sometimes you gotta do it though, just so you don't go insane.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
I know some of the guys I work with, they go to a brewery like every was it Thursday? Different brewery. It's like, hell yeah, I'll go get some beers with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you that well, and I don't plan on getting to know you that well, but hey, you know,
Something to do.
something to do. And they're fun guys, so like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right. But, I don't know, it's just, I mean, you guys, I'm sure, maybe in the same boat, but it just is completely uncharted territory.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I tend to worry about things that I have no control over because I'm dumb. And, like, I mean, it'll be good practice.
You got that stupid ape brain inside of you
Yeah.
still.
Well, there's just some things I just, like, I want to know how things work or, like, how things are around there without, like, doing any, like, just knowing it the moment I show up. But it'll be good practice for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think studying abroad really just makes it like a lot.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier for me. It's like I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a big step, a big leap, but at the same time, it's like I don't think I'm gonna have any issues with it.
Yeah.
I agree to some extent. I think with study abroad that was different for me. Is like you're still on a campus with a lot of people your age, and you're living with people your age.
See, I guess I'm still not worried about that because my company I'm gonna work for has like a ton of athletic clubs. So I can literally join an athletic club for cycling, for soccer, for hockey, for backpacking. I can join them for all these different things.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Sometimes you go into companies and it's just all old blood, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
that's
there's
one
a lot
nice
of young
thing.
people at mine.
Where I'm going, it's a lot of young guys too.
That's
good.
nice.
Like, I mean, because I visited there and looked around and most of them were maybe 30s, maybe some in their 40s, but for the most part, pretty young. And I know there's 2 other new grads that they're hiring.
Oh, okay.
So worst case, there's at least 2 other people that are my age.
Yeah, I think I've been watching a ton of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. in my internship, there's definitely they portray it perfectly. There's a bunch of old people who do jack shit, and they're just sitting in their position waiting to retire.
Yep.
And they're nice guys. I got along with them very well, but one of them just did the bills. That's all he did for 8 hours a day. And then there's the young people who do their job, and then you got the boss.
Yeah.
But
Well, in the words of one of the wise Michigan Tech MSC advisory board members, maybe one of these days you just put down your phone and just when somebody asks you to do something, you just do it.
Jesus.
This guy was the most condescending prick I ever heard in my
Just
entire
generalized a whole generation.
I very well may have scoffed audibly at that. I may have scoffed audibly multiple times at that guy because that guy is so
Sounds
fucking
like a
disconnected from
Dude, he was
from reality.
such a prick, dude. Fuck that guy.
Dude, I don't even like him now, and I heard one sentence he said. Fuck that guy.
God, dude, I'm pretty sure that dude's stomach, I could fit 225 pounds of rice in it. He's got a big old beer gut.
225, so 50 pounds of rice.
Yeah, but they don't come in 50-pound bags.
Oh, okay.
225 pounds.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I don't know if many of our audience members knew. You could have said 50 pounds and no one would be the wiser.
Maybe I'm the only one that buys rice.
25-pound bags.
They buy so much rice, you can only get it in 25 pounds.
Maybe you can get it at 50
You need
if
to go to,
you're
like,
a business.
I'm
You
sure
go
if
to
you go to
Costco, right?
Costco, you got
No, because I
Sam's
bought that bag at Costco. That's the Costco size.
Oh, shit.
Costco keeps the cost low, baby.
Amen.
That'll do.
All right, we're into the end. Before we sign off for a while, I want to just take a quick second to look back at the podcast. I'm still kind of impressed we did this shit.
I
We
mean,
got in a groove.
We started after career fair. So our first picture is of us in our suits from
because
career
I
fair.
remember the day we kind of brought it up. We were just sitting at our
We were eating
kitchen
dinner.
table.
Yeah.
We were just talking about dumb shit, and we are like, this is kind of interesting, this stuff.
Well,
We're like,
and Jacob was like, maybe we should start a podcast or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
well, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
I'm not one to hesitate on that stuff. If someone's like, let's do it, then I'm just like, all right, let's do it right now.
yeah.
Even with Josh, with building things, I'm, all right, let's build it.
Where's the table saw? Let's fucking go.
Josh gets the ideas and I make them happen.
Well, yeah, and we did it. We were for 30 weeks, which is over 6 months, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the scheduling, was chaotic for, a couple weeks. but
There was
we still
that one
figured it out.
before Christmas break where
We
we
did,
recorded 4 in a row.
Dude, we hammered those out. And that was during exams, too.
Yeah.
Well, I think the most amazing thing is, I don't feel like we had a bad episode.
Yeah.
Because there was nights when we were sitting here, and I could tell you guys did not want to fucking record that night. We're just here, fucking going through the motions.
There was days where, I was having an awful day, and then I had to, sit down and just, pretend to not have a bad day.
But the
That's
thing
so
is,
hard for me to do.
I could tell people were not really into it, but then we'd start recording, and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
I remember one.
There's a
episode
couple
in
times
specific
Dayton was
with-
passed out
Yeah.
here. He just
Yeah.
did not want to talk.
He
Well,
said,
it's
3
it's
words.
because we moved it. So you guys could all go to Schmidtich's for their wings, and we never went to it.
We went once.
But that's a whole
It was
other
worth
deal.
it.
And then we moved it to Mondays, which is usually when I have to like work all day.
Yeah.
And by that I'm just like drained, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, there was one night we all sat down and I could tell nobody was in. So I'm like, oh, we're not doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah,
a few
I
days.
remember that.
Like tonight, we were not in the mood for it.
Not a single one of us. It was rough.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I don't think we ever put out a bad episode. I think I'm impressed. We stuck through it and like, you know,
Something cool though. I mean, there's a good chance we're gonna come back, but it'll be still really cool to come back and like see, or even listen to like our own conversations.
Yeah.
Look
And
back
see
and
where our minds were at that time. Because in my mind, 3 years ago or even a year ago is completely different, and like how I see certain things. So
yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because today, so in this notebook I have my notes in. I bought this beginning of third year. And I'm like, I'm writing this at night because I'm gonna start journaling. Did it for like 3 days. And I looked at those first few entries. I'm like, God damn, I was a fucking idiot. Even like 2 years ago.
How do you think I feel? I have a journal that I've written in since the senior year of high school.
Oh.
I said some dumb shit, dude. Wow.
Well, yeah.
sometimes I think about conversations I had the day before. I'm like, man, I say some dumb shit.
dude, we're gonna go back to this like just 2 years like later.
Yeah.
Like we're stupid. This is the dumbest shit ever.
None of our jokes are funny.
Yeah.
And
By going through that means that we've grown.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
Well, it's just awesome. Like, as someone who's a fan of podcasts, like, this is really cool we got to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And, we got some, I mean, Gabe, you've seen the numbers. We did decent on
Got some
listens,
good
you know?
listens.
We did better than I expected. I mean, there was definitely a good high. Like we started with like over 100 views.
Well, yeah, the first episode.
There was a big low for a second. I'm not gonna lie, that was our second half.
They had us in the first half, but
Or yeah, the first. I don't know why I said second half. But there was a couple episodes where it's like we weren't getting anything.
Yeah.
I mean, not that is the point of this.
Yeah.
But we definitely got a boost these last couple episodes. It's crazy because I can see it by gender and age. So I can see when my dad's listening.
the one outlier.
Yeah, the most he's ever said about it is like, I learned a lot about you through your podcast. I'm like, I'm sure you have, Dad.
Do my parents still don't really know that,
Alright.
that I've done this?
What?
And I don't want them to know because I talk about them, and if, I
Yeah.
don't want them to hear what I say.
Well, Patty's parents know about the podcast, and they're fans of podcasts. So like, oh, let's listen to this. But I swear a lot more here than I do, like with family.
Who cares,
Yeah.
dude? Don't hide that.
But
yeah.
Dude, honestly, I know we're a little bit over now, but like,
That's fine.
dude,
Awesome.
swearing doesn't mean a fucking thing.
Well, it's not even
It's just like salt and pepper on your language.
It's not even the swearing. It's like I've said things to my mom and dad that I want them to hear.
Yeah,
So.
and the thing is, like,
Yeah, you talk a lot about how much you hate their guts.
Yeah.
They're
The worst
just terrible human
I'm
beings.
definitely not one for censorship. But when it comes to like my girlfriend's parents, I'm
Yeah,
much
you
different
want to
person.
be the nice boyfriend.
Yeah, I want to be the nice.
My
boyfriend.
language is very different around my mother.
Yeah.
I'll just put it that
and,
way.
and same with like how I express my views and how I express certain things.
Yeah.
So have them listen to that is interesting, I guess.
I have a feeling though they're gonna find out this weekend when everyone else's parents are like, oh yeah, the podcast. My parents are like, what? I'll be like, oh, shit.
Nah, my mom
I
knows.
don't think my parents listen to it.
I know my parents don't.
Well, my
I
parents
know my
listen-
mom would hate it.
Oh, crazy cat.
Crazy
If you heard us call her crazy cat, she probably.
She knows that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even give her that nickname.
Oh,
I
I thought that
stole
was
it from my sister.
That was like a behind the back kind of deal.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
she knows. She knows she's crazy.
Yeah, I
cat.
think the way my parents look at it is they watch the first episode or the first 5 minutes of the first episode, and they're like, "I don't get it. Like, don't listen to podcasts at all. Like, I don't get it at all.
Yeah.
It's like just having a conversation, like, whatever." And now I think they listen to it just to like see what I have to say. I'm convinced they just want to know. Like, I think they
They
clicked
don't know
on
the
parent,
juicy deets.
They clicked on the parent hometown episodes,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yep.
okay, you're picking and choosing.
Yeah, no, it's.
Well, I know my sister listened to that one because she wanted to know, or the one after the spring break. She wanted to know what we had to say about South Haven. I was curious about that.
Yeah, I mean that's the point. You can pick what you want.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like, that's what they want to know about me. That sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm just really happy that we did it. And we kept doing it.
Yeah.
We never missed a week.
Because I was expecting this to end after 5. That my money was on 5, and we'd be like, oh wow, none of our friends want to listen to this, and we don't have an outreach at all past our friends. So
Yeah.
there goes that.
Hey, that one guy emailed us that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got asked to interview him about a book he wrote.
Never replied to that email.
No. I don't know how the fuck he found us.
Yeah.
That one week we had like a bunch of views from South America for like no fucking reason. But
Maybe one of us left our VPN on.
yeah, or we just got some I don't know, some made for you Spotify playlist or something. Podcast.
Recommended podcast.
Yeah.
Dumbass college students, like what
Yeah.
what are we gonna come up under?
I mean, our scope is so wide. You know? Don't college students. But at the same time, very narrow. We talk about very hotny things all the time.
Yeah.
But again, it's not like we did it just to be famous or anything.
No, we did it. We did it for as
No, I'm here for
creative
the
outlet.
big bucks. Alright.
We're losing money on the podcast.
Like one of my favorite things is to think about what the picture is going to be every week for the Instagram.
Mm.
That's a fun little like creative exercise.
Yeah, that's all your thing.
We had some fun pictures
Yeah.
over the weeks, but
I think I know what this one should be.
I think I do too. Let's not spoil it.
Alright,
Yeah.
no spoilers.
Even though
Well-
it'd be out by the time. What if it's different
Yeah.
though? I don't want to. You know.
You're gonna see it in
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, for the last time in a while, thank you for listening to the podcast. Again, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter and see all our dumb pictures, and you can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Spotify. You know what? Give it a little share. You know, like hey, 30 episodes of this podcast. Give it a run through. You might get a few laughs.
As long as we make one person laugh, I'm happy.
Yeah, we know Sean laughs.
Yeah.
Sean's out there.
Shout out to Sean, alright? He's the real G.
Number one fan.
Dude, I make myself laugh. It's worth it.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you when we see you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.